Hi, I'm Alex Howard, and welcome to this short video introducing a series we put together here on Conscious 2 in partnership with Fiona Agombar, which is yoga for chronic fatigue, stress, and burnout. And as we'll come to in a moment, Fiona has her own experience in this area, but also for many, many years has been running workshops and retreats specializing in this area. Just to say a few words about Conscious 2, if you choose to sign up to access these materials here, there's 7 different yoga sessions with Fiona. Not only will you have access to that, you'll also have access to everything else on Conscious 2, which at the point of recording is over 250 hours of courses, workshops, and yoga classes with some of the world's leading teachers. So it really is your all-access pass for mindfulness, yoga, and spiritual teachings. But as I say, I'm here with Fiona. And Fiona, I know you have your own journey that's really brought you to this point of being an expert in this area. And maybe just say a few words about what kind of inspired, let's say, your own interest.
I had ME for 15 years, and I put yoga down to really helping me to get better. I used to run a busy public relations company. I worked ridiculous hours. I became ill after I had glandular fever. And then I was so ill that at one point I was in hospital for 3 months and I was in a wheelchair. And nothing helped me. I was just bedbound. I found there was a yoga teacher in the village where I lived, wonderful woman called Angela Stevens. And she set up some specialist groups for ME. And this was in 1992. And I just kind of managed to drag myself to her class, and I knew something profound was happening. And from that, very slowly, I kind of got into yoga. And then I just was amazed at how it helped me. So as a consequence of that, I wrote a book. I trained as a teacher. I got better. And then in about 2005, when I was completely well, I started running retreats and workshops for people with ME.
And I know that original book went on to sell tens of thousands of copies. I know there's a new book that you're working on at the moment. And I know one of the key elements of the way that you're teaching yoga, which is perhaps different to what people may have come across in the past, is you specifically focused around regulating and calming the central nervous system. So maybe just say a little bit about that.
I think stress plays a huge role. It's often one of the major triggers. So yes, we may have a virus or be exposed to a toxin, or there might be bacteria involved, but stress depletes our central nervous system. So to recover, I think we have to address that. And there's a new buzzword that's being used a lot, which is adrenal fatigue syndrome. I think that really explains very succinctly what can be happening in the body. So if we are working on restoring and calming down the central nervous system, that is a place at which healing can begin to happen. So the kind of yoga I'm teaching is really aimed at exactly doing that, calming down the central nervous system, helping the body to heal and recover.
And these sequences are for both people which are completely new to yoga and also people that may already have an established yoga practice.
Indeed. The yoga is really designed if somebody's stressed, they may be ill, they just may be a bit tired. It can be for anybody. What I've emphasised is that it's not really a form of exercise as such. You can go to the gym or walk or whatever you want as far as that's concerned. But it is a way of restoring and calming and healing. So I would say that the yoga is suitable for anybody.
And there's a number of different sections. There's 7 different sections that people can do, perhaps 1 or 2 in a single practice, or they can just do part of a section, or they can work through, see what they feel drawn towards. So it's very much people can choose what feels most supportive for them.
Yes, exactly. They're all a little bit different. The first session is it's kind of a 35-minute class, so it starts with relaxation, has some stretches in it, and then it finishes with relaxation. Most of the sections have got some stretching in them, but there's also a lot of emphasis on relaxation. There's one session which has a very deep yoga nidra, kind of mindful relaxation in it. There's some meditations. One of the sessions has a deep breathing or a breathing pranayama session. And then I've also included some chanting as well. So there's quite a variation.
And there's over 3¼ hours.
I think so, something like that.
We're not
yes.
recommending people do that.
No, not at once. Don't do it all together, please.
But the idea is, in a sense, that it's something where if someone is either committed to building a practice or perhaps changing their practice to support this calming of the system or building of energy, that it gives them a set of resources that they can use over a sustained period of time.
Exactly, yes. So it might be that you just pick, a 35-minute slot to do every day, first thing in the morning, and you could vary it. You've got 7 there, so you could do a different one each day of the week. It's really what you can make time for and what you can do. But the idea certainly is if you do it on a regular basis, you should start to have more energy, simply because the principle of having energy is not to kind of pump and push yourself, but to relax and undo. So the more you relax and unwind, the more your energy will slowly begin to come back to you.
Fantastic. Fiona, thank you so much for putting this together. I'm extremely excited to kind of share this with our community and also to bring new people in. And for people that are watching, as described, there are 7 different sequences in this kind of section with Fiona. There's also well over 30 hours of other yoga classes here on Conscious 2. And as I mentioned at the start, over 250 hours at the time of recording of other courses and workshops exploring things like mindfulness, meditation, healing, all kinds of different areas. So if you'd like to have access to this, please do register for Conscious 2 as a premium member. You can either pay a monthly subscription or you can pay a year, 2 years, or a lifetime subscription that gives you ongoing access to all of the resources that are here. We're really trying to create almost like a Netflix or Spotify for your inner life, giving you all the resources that you need, especially here from Fiona, to support yoga for fatigue, chronic fatigue, burnout, and for stress. Thank you for watching.